Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. I want to tell you about something that just happened yesterday. Every day I try to go out and run, and I do this not because I'm good at it, because I'm not. Not because it brings me this tremendous runner's high or even joyous feelings as I'm running. I'm struggling. But I do it so that I can keep my body in tune where I can enjoy all the special type of fishing that I do, and I can try to stay as robust and healthy as I possibly can. Well, with all that said, as I was coming to the end of my run yesterday and returning to the car, there was a couple people nearby. One was a guy with his dog, and we went by and we said hello. And then another guy pulled up with his truck. So the three of us were together. And he asked the one other person that he seemed to know, is it safe? Is it safe to be out there? Because we've got really icy conditions. And so then our talk went to fishing. Somehow they recognized me and they asked me why I was running and not out fishing. And I told them because I can't go fishing all the time. But as I got to know the other person, he told me that he'd grown up here, he'd lived here, and he can't wait for the open water to come again. And I said, well, where do you fish? He said, I fish the St. Lawrence River. And then I asked him, I said, well, what do you enjoy fishing for the most? And he looked at me and he said, perch. And so then again, I asked him, why? What is there about going perch fishing that appeals the most to you? And he looked at me and he thought, and he said, the simplicity. The simplicity of how I'm able to go out there with my boat, and I can anchor, and I can fish on one side of the boat, and maybe the fish don't bite. And I can turn to the other side of the boat, and wow, all of a sudden, it becomes alive with fish biting. And with perch fishing, there's a number of things that make this so special. Number one, there's numbers of fish. A lot of times when you get into a school of perch and they decide to bite, you can catch a lot of them. They're probably one of the best eating fish of all, but I don't think the eating part was what this was about. He said it is simplicity. He said, my wife bought me this wonderful graph, and he said, you know what? I really can't see it, and I don't care to use it. It takes fishing to a different level. And, I've always talked about this, different strokes for different folks, and we bring thousands of people here to fish for bass. But what we have here is a special resource that includes all kinds of species. And for most of us that live here locally, I don't think bass is the number one thing unless we're wannabe tournament fishermen. We want to get to that high level where it starts paying our life. But for most, I think perch and crappies and walleyes and carp, these are fish that a lot of people from the area go for. And then you start exploring why. What is it about it? And each species offers a special type of fishing. But I hearken back to what my new friend told me yesterday. He said, it's the joy I get of simplicity. And simplicity brings with it, it brings with it a lessening of tension in our life. The more simple things become, the more relaxing they become. And this is one of the key wonders of being able to go out. And we take it for granted. We take not only for granted that we have this resource, but we take for granted that this resource is all around us. And all we have to do is go out and get on the water and enjoy it. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.